Time to die. Time?
Johnny Mnemonic Origins, an amazing Keanu Reeves cyberpunk movie that the world has forgotten. Johnny Mnemonic might not be a well-known name in sci-fi circles, but the ardent and unquestionable lovers of the genre know that he and the movie started trends that would later become something of a staple in the future cyberpunk movies, including the likes of Minority Report, based on a short story written by the de facto father of cyberpunk, William Gibson. The film featured Keanu Reeves as the eponymous character who underwent surgery to become a carrier of data. Yeah, data could quite literally get downloaded into his brain, which he would later carry to whichever place his mission required him to. However, things went haywire when he got himself some highly classified and valuable data. Johnny's portrayal and the nuances are what make director Robert Longo's only directorial effort a cult film. In this video, we will explore Johnny's story through the movie and explore the differences from the book, but more importantly, we'll explore why Johnny Mnemonic was a turning point for the future of sci-fi movies and movie marketing. Let's begin, shall we? Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Number 1. Johnny Mnemonic Origins. The movie is set slightly in the future, in the year 2021. We meet Johnny, played by the iconic Keanu Reeves. He's not your typical courier, as he's a mnemonic courier with a high-tech data storage device implanted in his brain. This allows him to discreetly transport sensitive information that can't be transferred through the virtual reality equivalent of the internet, known as the net. However, this implant has come at a cost, as it has wiped out all of his childhood memories. Johnny is determined to have the implant removed to reclaim his past, but it comes at a high cost. Enter Ralphie, played by the talented Udo Kier. He's Johnny's handler, and he's assigned him to one last job that would cover the cost of the operation. Johnny's mission takes him to Beijing, which was in a state of chaos and rioting. Here he encounters a group of frantic scientists with information that far exceeds his storage capacity, even with the use of compression. So while Johnny could only download 160 gigabytes of data, he exceeded his capacity and fed himself around 32 gigabytes of data. Despite the risk of psychological damage and potential death, Johnny accepts the job. After downloading the data into Johnny's brain, the group is attacked by the Yakuza, who are also after the information, but Johnny manages to escape with a portion of the encryption password and the name of a doctor in Newark, New Jersey. This sets the stage for an action-packed thrill ride as Johnny races against time to deliver the information to its intended recipient. Number 2. The Yakuza vs. Johnny. As Johnny returns to Newark, he quickly realizes that he's not the only one after the valuable data he carries. In fact, two groups are hot on his heels: the agents of Pharmacon, led by Takahashi, and the Yakuza, led by Shinji, who wants to keep the information out of Takahashi's hands and use it for themselves. To make matters worse, Johnny soon discovers that his handler, Ralphie, is working for the Yakuza. Thankfully, Johnny has some allies on his side, including a cybernetically enhanced wannabe bodyguard and a love interest named Jane in the Low-Techs, an anti-establishment group of rebels led by J-Bone. Together, they help Johnny evade capture by both groups and navigate the dangerous world of corporate espionage and organized crime. Along the way, Johnny meets Spider, Kane's friend and secret doctor who could potentially remove the implant from his brain. However, doing so could put Johnny's life in danger and result in the loss of the valuable data he's carrying. Instead, Spider directs Johnny to Jones, who resides at Heaven, the low-tech base built on the underside of the Brooklyn Bridge. As the action heats up, Johnny and Jane must fight for their lives against an assassin hired by Takahashi named Carl, the street preacher, played by Dolph Lundgren. Speaking of Lundgren, what did you think about Creed 3? Anyway, the stakes are high and the tension is palpable as they race against time to deliver the data to its rightful recipients.
Beginning scan.
Number 3. Johnny takes help from a cybernetic dolphin. At Heaven, Johnny and Jane are in for a surprise when they discover that Jones is not a person, but a dolphin. Yeah, get that. Jones was a former Navy asset with incredible decryption capabilities. Jones works tirelessly to unlock the remainder of the password to the data, but they are soon interrupted by an all-out assault on Heaven by the Yakuza, Takahashi's forces, and the street preacher, who, by the way, was also cybernetically enhanced. In a thrilling action sequence, Johnny, Jane, and the low-techs fight off their attackers and emerge victorious, taking down Takahashi, Shinji, the street preacher, and their agents in a blaze of gunfire and explosions. As Takahashi lay dying, he reveals a portion of the remaining password to Johnny, helping him on his quest to unlock the data. But the task is not over yet. J-Bone tells Johnny that he must hack his own brain to find the final portion of the password, unlocking the data so that the low-techs can download it and distribute it worldwide. Johnny and Jones start the procedure, but are soon aided by a mysterious artificial intelligence from Pharmacon's mainframe, which provides the final portion of the password. Interestingly, this woman was basically the conscience of the founder of Pharmacon. Finally, the data for the NAS cure is recovered, and Johnny is able to recall his lost memories, including those of his mother. As he recovers from the procedure, Johnny and his allies watch as the Pharmacon building comes under attack, a clear sign that the cure's transmission was successful. J-Bone even takes it upon himself to dispose of the street preacher's charred remains. Finally, Johnny is able to recover his childhood memories, including memories of his mother, and is reunited with his past. The action-packed adventure comes to a thrilling close, with the cure for NAS finally exposed and justice served. Number 4. His life after the film. After realizing the emptiness of his existence, our protagonist decides to join forces with the low-techs, who were still fighting against the powerful Zaibatsus ruling the world. With the help of his Molly, he undergoes a complete transformation, getting a new appearance and teeth while removing his implants to start a new life. To sustain themselves, they use Jones to decrypt and access stored data, which they then use to blackmail his former clients. But when a second assassin arrives to eliminate them, they realize they can't escape their past. Living in a high-security converted factory space full of gadgets and accessories, they amass money in Swiss orbital accounts, dreaming of a future where they can escape the never-ending cycle of violence and corruption. However, their past soon catches up with them as they become the target of the ruthless Yakuza. As they fight for survival, they realize that they may never truly escape the shadow of their past. Years later, Molly tells the story of their relationship to a new ally, reminiscing about the complex and dangerous world they once lived in. Number 5. How exactly does his brain function and process all that data? Johnny Mnemonic is a man with a unique gift. He's got a silicon data storage system implanted in his brain. This cybernetic surgery allows him to store encrypted data that is too sensitive for transmission on computer networks. The data can only be accessed by the independent recipient with a password, which triggers Johnny to enter a trance-like idiot savant state. However, the process is not without its consequences. Johnny's own memories are affected by the implanted data storage system, leaving him with hazy recollections of the past. To retrieve the password, Johnny needs the help of squids, or superconducting quantum interference detectors. These things are basically super-sensitive detectors that can pick up even the weakest of magnetic fields. These powerful machines were once used to find submarines and destroy enemy cyber systems during the war. In the hands of skilled hackers, squids could be used for decryption and password recovery. Number 6. Differences between the movie and the source material. When a book is adapted into a movie, certain constraints come into play, such as time limits and budget constraints. This can often lead to a faster-paced film than the original story. While William Gibson's Johnny Mnemonic is a thrilling read from start to finish, the movie adaptation doesn't quite capture the same level of excitement and intrigue. Of course, knowing the plot beforehand can make the movie less thrilling. However, the book's many unexpected twists keep readers engaged and hungry for more information, making it a more captivating experience overall. The film adaptation of William Gibson's Johnny Mnemonic takes some liberties with the source material, including changing the primary protagonist from Johnny's girlfriend, Molly Millions, to the titular character himself. This was due to the film rights to Molly being owned by a separate company from the producers. Additionally, the character Chrome, originally a security program, is transformed into a conscious figure who confers with the villainous Takahashi. One of the biggest changes in the film is the addition of nerve attenuation syndrome, a fictional disease caused by overexposure to electromagnetic radiation from technological devices. NAS is portrayed as a widespread epidemic that is the driving force of the plot. The film's antagonist is a pharmaceutical corporation that has discovered a cure for NAS but chooses to keep it from the public for profit. The character of Jones, a dolphin with decryption capabilities, is also altered in the film. While in the short story, Jones is a heroin addict, this aspect of the character was cut during the editing process. There were concerns among cyberpunk enthusiasts that the changes made to the script would result in a disappointing adaptation, a fear that was ultimately confirmed by the film's reception.
Initiating virus program.
Number 7. Johnny Mnemonic was a turning point for the future of sci-fi movies. Johnny Mnemonic may have not been a box office hit, but it definitely introduced an innovative idea to the world of sci-fi films. The film showcased a unique concept of using hand gestures or object manipulation to access information, something that was not seen before in any film. This idea was later adopted by the 2002 blockbuster hit Minority Report, in which the main character, John Adderton, uses a segmented pyramidal shape to access a specific file. The proper sequence of twisting the segments of the shape is similar to solving the Pyraminx, a triangular puzzle game similar to the Rubik's Cube. It's fascinating to see how this one small idea from Johnny Mnemonic influenced a major film like Minority Report, which went on to become a massive success. The film also paved the way for other movies to use similar concepts in their plotlines, such as the gesture-based computer system seen in the Iron Man series. Despite the primitive computer graphics and questionable acting, the film's unique idea is worth praising.
And believe this, they did not want you to get this information. So here it is, coming at you.
Number 8. The movie had a different kind of promotion. Sony spared no expense in promoting Johnny Mnemonic, using every possible avenue to reach its target audience. They launched an innovative online scavenger hunt, offering $20,000 in prizes, and even had the film's website selling branded merchandise like a Hack Your Own Brain t-shirt and Pharmacom coffee cups. The marketing campaign also included a killer soundtrack, released by Sony subsidiary Columbia Records, and a cross-promotion effort that saw screenwriter William Gibson fielding questions about the movie's video game from fans online. And naturally, nothing stopped Sony from tapping into the full potential of new technology to promote its latest sci-fi blockbuster.
Jane!
Marvelous verdict. All in all, the movie proves that sometimes, even the smallest details in a movie can have a big impact on the future of the sci-fi genre. Who knows what other groundbreaking ideas will come from future films? Johnny Mnemonic showed us that even the wildest ideas could come to life on the big screen, leaving an everlasting impression on audiences for years to come. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one, and be safe. Thanks, everyone.